Hello and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney facts to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And also, if you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up. In the comments down below, let us know what your score is. Well, Disney just released a brand new free dining deal that is possible to get this summer. If you are interested in learning more about that or any of the other exclusive deals at Disney, I would love to get you all taken care of. All you got to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. We can get you all taken care of. Well, we are officially in 2025, so I hope that you had a great New Year's. I hope that you had a great holiday season and that your 2025 is off and rolling on a good start. Obviously, we are here on Mondays now. It just sets us up better for other avenues as well, so hopefully you are enjoying this. Now, we are going to start off the first game of 2025 doing a little bit of Disney math. Now, I'm a numbers person, so I kind of thrive in these situations. All these are, multiplication, subtraction, and addition, so hopefully basic. So I'm going to basically tell you 2 different things. You have to either add them, subtract them, multiply, or divide. I'll tell you which one, and then you will give an answer. For example, if I were to say the amount of Frozen movies plus the amount of Cinderella movies, you would say 4, because there was a Cinderella 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So let's get started here with question number 1. Amount of Toy Story movies plus the number of Cars movies. Question number 2. Number of parks in Disney World multiplied by the number of parks in Disneyland. Question number 3. Anniversary celebrated at Disneyland this year plus the amount of runs on the Matterhorn. Question number 4. Number of dogs in the title of a 1961 Disney animated movie minus the number of kittens in Aristocats. Question number 5. Number of Descendants movies minus the number of Xenon movies. And question number 6. The year that Disney Radio ended, plus the number of Radio Disney Jams albums. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers. We are just looking for the number there, so who cares how you get to the number? We're just looking for that number. So once you figure that one out, I will return and we will go from there. All right, let's do some Disney math. So question number 1. The amount of Toy Story movies plus the number of Cars movies, well, that is 7. There were 4 Toy Story movies so far that have been made. There are 3 Cars movies that have been made, so that brings us to 7. Question number 2. Number of parks in Disney World times the number of parks in Disneyland, well, that would be 8. There are 4 parks in Disney World. There are 2 parks in Disneyland. So 4 times 2 equals 8. Again, we're just looking for the number here. Who cares how you get to the number as long as you get there? If you're like, oh, I guessed the number's wrong, but I was able to get to the correct answer, that's all that matters. Question number 3. Anniversary celebrated at Disneyland this year plus the amount of runs at the Matterhorn, that would be 72. So it is the 70th anniversary at Disneyland, plus there are 2 runs at the Matterhorn, so that means 70 plus 2 equals 72. Question number 4. The number of dogs in the title of a 1961 Disney animated movie minus the number of kittens in Aristocats, well, that is 98. So the movie that we're looking for in 1961 is 101 Dalmatians, so 101. There were 3 kittens in Aristocats, so 101 minus 3, that gets us to 98. Question number 5. Number of Descendants movies minus the number of Xenon movies, well, that would be 1. There have been 4 total Descendants movies. There have been shows and shorts and all that sort of stuff, but in terms of movies, there have been 4. And then Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, they have done 3 of those movies for Disney Channel original movies. So 4 minus 3, that gets us to 1. Last but not least, question number 6. The year that Radio Disney ended, plus the number of Radio Disney Jams albums, well, that would be 2033. So Radio Disney came to a conclusion in 2021, and then they released 12 Disney Jams albums, just regular Disney Jams. I think they had like 2 or 3 like holiday Disney Jams. We were just looking for the regular ones there. So be able to get the answer there, 2033. So hopefully you're able to get that, and hopefully you had a little bit of fun with that as well. Continuing on now to round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. Today's category is Name That Movie. The way this round will work is I'm going to give you a song from a Disney movie. You just have to tell me what movie is this song from. Now, I got real creative with this. What I literally did is I went to Spotify, went to the Disney Hits playlist, and hit play. And these were the first 6 songs that came up. So if you have an issue with the order that they came out or anything like that, contact Spotify. So let's get started here with question number 1. At all costs. Question number 2. When I'm older. Question number 3. How far I'll go. Question number 4. Bippity boppity boo. Question number 5. Remember me. And question number 6. Surface pressure. Now again, these were literally the first 6 that came up on Spotify. It's not my fault that 5 of them are Disney Animation and 1's Pixar. None of them are from Disney Channel. None of them are any of the brand new songs that came out recently. Again, blame Spotify. Question number 1. At all costs, that is from Wish. That is one of the songs from Wish, and one of my favorite songs from that movie. I'll give you that. The music isn't over the top amazing, but this one was one of my favorites. Question number 2. When I'm older, that is Frozen 2, and this is one of my daughter's favorite songs, just because Olaf does his whole scream, and she has decided that that is her favorite part, and she will scream right along with him. Question number 3. How far I'll go, that is Moana. Obviously, this is the big Moana song. This is when people usually think of Moana, it's either this or Shiny or Maui's song that he has. But it's usually one of those 3. Question number 4. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. This is Cinderella, obviously the classic song from the classic movie, and this is one of the 2 big songs that came out of that movie that Disney continues to thrive off of. Question number 5. Remember Me, that is Coco, and on this list, that is the only Pixar movie. The others are Disney animated features, but this one is from Coco, and again, that is the key song from that movie as well. Last but not least, question number 6. Surface Pressure, well, that is Encanto, and again, one of my favorite songs from that movie as well. I just is the epitome of Lin-Manuel Miranda. When you sit there and you listen to it, you're like, oh yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote this, but it is so good. Again, we can come back to this one. If you have quarrels about the order, Spotify is the one you're going to want to send that quarrel to. Continuing on now into round number 3. Round number 3 is our connecting the circles. The way this round works is I'm going to ask you 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate somehow through Disney. And that's going to be your 6th and final question, is what is that connection? So let's get started here with question number 1. What was the first full-length Pixar movie? Question number 2. Name the movie that is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year and features a cat and a dog with sons during the early part of summer. Question number 3. Name the 3rd movie released in the Star Wars saga. Question number 4. What Disney Junior show aired from April 14th, 2017 until January 20th, 2023 and features two pets who try to solve problems with other animals around the world? Question number 5. What ride is found in both Disneyland and Hollywood Studios and features an area with an army of stormtroopers? And question number 6 is, what is that connection? I'm going to let you know there is a very specific connection here between these 5 answers here. Hopefully you can figure it out. But I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, see if you can connect those circles, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. What was the first full-length Pixar movie? Well, that was Toy Story. Now, over the last few weeks, my daughter has become obsessed with Toy Story. So I've seen all 4, I don't know how many times, but they are just so good. It's to the point where I'm looking for little nuggets around what's going on to see what else I can find. Question number 2. Name the movie that is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year and features a cat and dog with sons during the early part of summer. Well, that is a Goofy movie. Yes, if you do not remember, Pete is a cat. That means PJ is a cat as well. And obviously the movie's main feature is Goofy and Max trying to go across country. And all Max wants to do is see a concert. I don't see anything wrong with him wanting to see a concert. That's all, and that's my stance on that. Question number 3. Name the third movie released in the Star Wars saga. Well, that would be Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and a perfect way to end that trilogy there of the early part. I just thought that was a good movie to put a bow on that first trilogy and potentially catapult into other things like we've seen since. Question number 4. What Disney Junior show aired from April 14th, 2017 until January 20th, 2023 and features two pets who try and solve problems with other animals around the world? Well, that is Puppy Dog Pals. Now again, my daughter being 2.5, this is another show that she enjoys just because it's dogs. She loves seeing the dogs run around, play, bark, everything else like that. It's one of the big reasons why she enjoys Bluey, or at least I make sure she enjoys Bluey. It's because, dogs. It's really cute. Everyone loves dogs. And if you don't love dogs, Puppy Dog Pals has a lot of cats as well. Question number 5. What ride is found in both Disneyland and Hollywood Studios and features an area with an army of stormtroopers? Well, that would be Rise of the Resistance, one of my all-time favorite rides. So much fun. It's just, even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it is just a ton of fun to go on and ride and everything else like that. So question number 6 is, what is the connection? And again, I mentioned we were looking for something very specific, but we had answers such as Toy Story, a Goofy movie, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, Puppy Dog Pals, and Rise of the Resistance. The connection there? They all have, in some way, shape, or form, the Wilhelm scream. Now, if you're like, what in the world is the Wilhelm scream? It's that scream that is heard in so many movies. Literally, I found a compilation that's like 6 minutes long of Wilhelm screams and just animation. Literally, each clip was less than 5 seconds. It was 6 minutes long. It's amazing. In Toy Story, it's when Buzz Lightyear gets knocked out of the window and he's falling down. In a Goofy movie, it actually happens twice, most notably, and the one where it's easiest is when they're singing On the Open Road and they hit into that construction barrier and the two guys fall. The reason why I specifically asked for that Star Wars movie, because it is in every Star Wars movie and Indiana Jones. Wonder if there's a connection there, huh? But in Episode 6, the guy who the Wilhelm scream, the guy that invented that, is in that movie doing the scream when he's falling into the pit. So that's why I specifically picked that one, but it is in every single Star Wars movie. And then Puppy Dog Pals, it's in the intro, and then Rise of the Resistance, when someone gets shot, you hear the Wilhelm scream. So there are a ton more examples of this throughout Disney, specifically with Star Wars. If we'll touch on this a little bit later as well, but you'll see it anytime there's a Star Wars reference and someone's getting taken away, usually that's the scream you hear as well. So hopefully you enjoy that. Maybe tune your ear a little bit more to that in the future as well. Continuing on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is typically reserved for our movie anniversaries. But with so many movies that come out around Thanksgiving and Christmas, January just doesn't have a lot of big movies that came out. So today we're going to go a little bit of a different route. Today's category is Ralph Breaks the Internet shirts. So the way that this round will work is I'm going to reference a key scene in Ralph Breaks the Internet. And that's when Penelope meets all the Disney princesses and therefore introduces them to comfortable clothing. And all the princesses wear shirts with different sayings that pertain to them or their movie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the saying on the shirt. You just have to match it up with the princesses. So let's get started here with question number 1. Nap Queen. Question number 2. Beast Friends Forever. Question number 3. Just Let It Go. Question number 4. Finish Each Other's. Question number 5. Blue Corn Moon. And question number 6. G2G. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to figure those out, and then I will return. All right, let's get some answers here and figure out who wore those shirts. So question number 1. Nap Queen, well, that is, of course, Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. That just, again, goes hand in hand. It just fits her so perfectly. Now, I could also get that shirt, give it to my wife. She is the queen of taking naps as well, but in this instance, it goes to Aurora. Question number 2, Beast Friends Forever. Well, that is Belle, obviously referencing the beast that she fell in love with. The shirt technically says, like, it's a picture of the beast and it says BFF, and then underneath it says Beast Friend Forever. So that's where that comes from. Question number 3, Just Let It Go. That is Elsa. And again, it fits her. Let It Go and then Just Let It Go. Again, it just fits her that perfectly, and she makes a little ice cream, all that sort of stuff. Question number 4, Finish Each Other's. Well, that is Anna. Now, the part that I left out there is that it says finish each other's on a sandwich. So again, makes sense. We finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was going to say. That's where that one came from. That one's one of my favorites on this list. My absolute favorite is coming up here in just a second. Question number 5, Blue Corn Moon. Well, that is, of course, Pocahontas, referencing her song. And it's a really cool picture of a wolf howling at a blue corn moon. It's really, really cool. Last but not least, question number 6. G2G, well, that is Cinderella. Again, this is one of my favorites. This is my favorite. It's literally a carriage and it says G2G on it, and in reference to her having to get home before midnight. And it's, you know, if you are new here, G2G stands for Got to Go. So that's why I love that one. It's just a little reference there. It just makes me laugh. So hopefully you enjoyed this. There are a lot more princesses in that scene. We might revisit this again in the future. Continuing on now into round number 5. Round number 5 is going to be titled Name That Year. The way that this round will work is I'm going to give you 5 questions as to a event that happened in a particular year. Now, all these events, all 5 of those events happened in the same year. So that's going to be your question number 6, is to name that year. It's kind of like connecting the circles, but a little bit of a different take. So all these things happen in the same year. Your goal is to try to figure out that year as well as answering these questions. So let's get started here with question number 1. April 6th of this year saw what premium product become available to everyone? Question number 2. What resort opened in Disney World of this year and is modeled after the Southwest and is part of the Animal Kingdom resorts? Question number 3. In this year, What park saw the Carnival Castle in celebration of the park's 5th anniversary? Question number 4. This year saw a start of a TV show about a group of friends in elementary school who love their breaks. Name that show. Question number 5. This year saw a movie come out about a Greek hero. Name that movie. And question number 6 is, what year did all these events happen? Of course, there are 5 different events. All of them happened in this year. So the last question is, what year did all of these events happen? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, see if you can figure that one out, and then I will return. All right, let's get you some answers here and see what year all these events happened. So let's get started here with question number 1. April 6th of this year saw what premium product become available to everyone? Well, that is the Disney Channel. This one you might have had to kind of come back around to. But yeah, in April 6th of this year, it was Disney Channel became readily available for everyone. I remember growing up, and as a preview, you would get the Disney Channel for like a week. And then all of a sudden in this year, it became available to everyone depending on your package. And of course, by a certain year, it became available to everyone no matter what, which I loved and made my life much, much brighter. Question number 2. What resort opened in Disney World of this year and is modeled after the Southwest and is part of the Animal Kingdom resorts? That is Coronado Springs. Now, there's not a ton of resorts that are associated with Animal Kingdom in Disney World, but Coronado Springs is a fantastic one that is just absolutely gorgeous. Question number 3. In this year, what park saw the Carnival Castle in celebration of the park's 5th anniversary? Well, that would be Disneyland Paris. So hopefully you were able to kind of like, okay, castles, 5th anniversary, you can kind of start weeding out. It's not the 50s, start weeding out that it's not the 70s, start weeding out that we're talking about TV, so probably not the 80s. Hopefully starting to kind of figure out, but in celebration of the 5th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, they decorated the castle as a carnival castle, which just looks really, really cool. Question number 4. This year saw the start of a TV show about a group of friends in elementary school who love their breaks. Name that show. That is Recess, a great show. We've done questions about that show in the past, and it's just so much fun. Question number 5. This year saw a movie come out about a Greek hero. Name that movie. Well, that would be Hercules. That is Disney hasn't done a ton with Greek heroes, specifically being the focus of one movie. So Hercules is definitely, hopefully, the first answer that came to mind. So question number 6 is name the year. We're talking about the year that Disney Channel became available to everyone. Coronado Springs open. We're talking about when Disneyland Paris got the Carnival Castle and celebrated its 5th anniversary, and Recess premiered along with Hercules. Now all those events happened in 1997. So hopefully, again, I try to kind of put the questions from difficult to easiest, so hopefully by the end you were able to kind of figure out that year. But all these events happened in 1997. Again, it's Disney. We're starting to talk about the 90s when things started really kicking up. This is just a small amount of the things that happened that year, but I hope that you enjoyed that game. We might do it again in the future if you enjoyed that one. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next week with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. If you're watching us over on YouTube, again, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up. In the comments down below, let us know what your score was. If you're listening to us, hopefully you have decided to follow us on Apple Podcasts. If Apple isn't your thing, make sure you subscribe everywhere else. Wherever you can, leave a 5-star review. And there's always updates and new deals going on at Disney. If you ever want help navigating those and helping to plan your dream Disney vacation, all you got to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. We can get you all set and all taken care of. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.